Y si usted paga la fianza y sale libre, entonces usted debe comparecer el día 9 de abril a las 9 de la mañana.
Okay, I believe that covers it. You are excused.
Y con eso cubrimos todo por el día de hoy. Ya se puede retirar.
Hello, what is your name?
Hello, ¿cómo se llama usted?
Jaime Sauceda.
Jaime Sauceda.
Okay. You were charged with aggravated driving under the influence, that is driving under the influence while your license was suspended for prior DUI.
Bueno, señor, usted está aquí porque se le acusa de conducir con agravantes bajo la influencia. Usted se le halló conducir bajo la influencia con una licencia suspendida por un DUI previo que ya tenía.
I'm going to order that you not drive without a valid license and that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Also, that you have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from the incident location.
Señor, voy a ordenar que usted no puede conducir un vehículo sin una licencia válida y vigente. También voy a ordenar que usted no puede poseer o consumir bebidas alcohólicas ni drogas ilícitas y que usted no puede tener contacto con la presunta víctima, que se mantenga alejado del lugar del incidente.
The county attorney is recommending that I hold you on a $25,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if that bond is posted.
Y el fiscal del condado está recomendando que a usted se le fije fianza, que se le mantenga detenido y se le fije fianza de $25,000 y que quede bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio si es que deposita la fianza.
I'll hear from defense counsel. And
Voy a escuchar al abogado defensor.
Just a moment, you're right. Your Honor, he does have an ICE hold. Given that, we would ask for $1,000 back for time credit.
Su señoría, dice su abogada defensora, estamos solicitando a nosotros que se le fije sí tiene una orden de retención de la agencia de ICE y por lo tanto se le fije una fianza de $1,000 por el tiempo que ya ha estado detenido.
I think he already has an ICE hold. Let me check again.
Your Honor, I can confirm that with jail records just now.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll hear from the state.
Ahora vamos a escuchar al fiscal, dice el juez.
Your Honor, the state's recommendation of $25,000 is based upon the danger to the community. He caused a collision while driving under the influence. He does have a history of misdemeanor DUI. It's a little bit old, but it is a history of misdemeanor DUI. The state would object to a low or nominal bond that based on the ICE hold, because if he posts the bond, then we lose him to ICE, and it's very difficult to get them back, and we can't continue with the case. Sorry, interpreter.
That's okay. Dice la señorita fiscal que la postura del fiscal y del estado es de que a usted siga y se le fije una fianza de $25,000 basándose en el historial que usted tiene y que usted causó un choque manejando bajo la influencia y que también tiene un historial de DUI. Es un poco antiguo, pero de todas maneras es un delito menor, pero de todas maneras es un DUI. Y entonces nosotros nos oponemos a que se le fije una fianza solamente simbólica, basándonos en que fue un delito peligroso y un peligro a la comunidad. Y si el señor deposita la fianza, lo vamos a perder a la agencia de ICE y después ya no vamos a poder continuar con el caso.
I'm going to step on in the amount of $20,000 and appoint the the county public defender to represent you with a court date of March 18th at 1:30.
Señor, le voy a fijar fianza de $20,000 y voy a designar al defensor público del condado para que lo represente. Su próxima audiencia va a ser el 18 de marzo del 2025 a la 1:30.
All right? You're excused.
Y se puede retirar por el día de hoy. And Your Honor, this is the interpreter. Can we check with the jail to see if there's more Spanish speakers?
Are there any more Spanish speakers for this evening?
Your Honor.
Okay,
May the interpreter be excused, Your Honor.
you may. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Caitlin Clemens.
You are charged with aggravated assault. I am going to order that you not possess any firearms or other weapons and do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Also, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location and do not have contact with your co-defendant. The state
Okay.
is recommending that I hold you on a $50,000 bond. We will hear from defense counsel.
Services release. Again, she did turn herself in. This is her first felony arrest of any kind. Mutual Services was able to speak with her uncle, who confirmed housing and that she is employed full-time as a manager. Given that, we would ask you give her an opportunity on pretrial services release.
All right, thank you. We'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, the state's recommendation, and if you note, my recommendation was higher for her than it was for the co-defendant because she was the person that used the weapon. The state is concerned for community safety because the weapon was used, and then also concern about the concealment aspect and the running away when police arrived. Also, to let you know kind of where I was getting my information from. I noted on the pretrial services that she had the post-adjudicated warrant for Tucson City Court case. I went over to the City Court website, the public access, and not only does she have that one case that is a post-adjudicated warrant, which I think might be for disorderly conduct, but I did note multiple previous arrests for assault, disorderly conduct, and contributing to a delinquency of a minor. So I just want to let everyone know where I got that information. It was from the public website.
All right, thank you. And we'll see her on that misdemeanor as well. Okay. Bond is set in the amount of $20,000 and the legal defender is appointed. Your court date is March 18th at 1:30. As the county alluded to, there is a misdemeanor case that has already been adjudicated, but there is a petition to revoke your probation on that matter, alleging that you failed to provide proof of anger management, parenting classes, and alcohol treatment as ordered. And we will enter a denial of those allegations. Let's see here. It does not appear that you're facing any potential jail time on this. Nonetheless, I'm going to appoint the city public defender anyway, and we'll hold you on this matter on a $500 bond. And we'll set a video review for March 18th, 1:45. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay. Okay, video review is March 21st at 1:45, since the 18th conflicts with the felony date. And then if you bond out or are released April 10th, 9 o'clock would be your out of custody date.
Any questions?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I was asking her if she had any questions.
Oh, okay. All right. You're excused.
Samantha?
Morning,
Evening. What is your name?
Samantha Laprada.
You are charged with felony flight with aggravated assault on a peace officer without injury, 2 counts. The state is asking for a bond of $50,000. I am going to order that you not initiate contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location. No alcohol or drugs. Don't drive without a valid license. And the state's asking for a $50,000 bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, what ask that you impose a nominal bond for Miss Laprada given the federal detainer?
Yeah, I would like to take care of that.
I'll say to you.
Okay, federal detain. Federal. There is a federal detainee. All right, we'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, the state's bond recommendation is based on several factors. One, in terms of her prior felony criminal history. In addition to within that, she has several prior probation revocations, which indicate an unlikelihood of complying with court orders. The facts of this case, although the charges are class 5s, are disturbing and present a significant risk to the community. Her behavior in this case by refusing the officer commands, dragging the officer with her vehicle, fleeing from the officers, and then returning, or I'm not quite exactly sure how that happened, but ramming into the officer vehicle is very concerning. I would oppose no bond. I think that the bond that I suggested is appropriately reflective of both her history and the conduct in this case and the severity, or I'm sorry, the risk to the community. With regard to the federal probation hold, again, I would object to the nominal bond because you don't know what's going to happen with that federal probation hold, and we shouldn't rely upon it in determining the bond amount, in my opinion. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think I forgot to mention no firearms or other weapons. That's a condition of release. We're going to go ahead and set bond in the amount of $50,000, along with the other conditions that I've already mentioned. Your court date is March 18th at 1:30. The county public defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused. Hello, what is your name?
Bradley Pinches, me and Chillin.
Okay. You charged with burglary in the 3rd degree. We'll order no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or other weapons, and don't have contact with the alleged victim or return to the incident location. County attorneys requesting a $10,000 bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, we would, given that this is a 3rd-degree burglary charge, I would ask that you give Mr. Penn an opportunity on pretrial services release.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said. Given that it's a what now?
A non-violent property offense, given that the charge is 3rd-degree burglary. I apologize.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, based upon the defendant's criminal history, his NCA score of 6, failure to appear score of 6, the state is concerned about his further cooperation with this case, appearing for court hearings, etc. And I understand that the charge is burglary in the 3rd degree. However, I believe there is a violent nature to it in terms of how it is that he accessed the church by breaking the glass window or door, and then also fleeing from police as well. So I understand that he. I don't know what his housing situation is, but the state is recommending a $10,000 bond.
All right, thank you. Okay, bond is set in the amount of 10,000. March 18th, 1:30, public defender appointed. You're excused.
Second. So your attorney's going to burn your opportunity. Evan.
Hello, what is your name?
Kevin Pruitt.
Mr. Pruitt, you're charged with domestic violence stalking. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Lisa Sanchez, stay away from her home and workplace. No acts of domestic violence and no firearms or other weapons. State's asking for a $30,000 bond, and we will hear from defense counsel.
Our pretrial services gave Mr. Pruitt a score of 1. They were able to confirm that he does not reside with the alleged victim. They were able to confirm that he is employed. Given that, we would ask you give him an opportunity on pretrial services release.
We'll hear from the state.
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, I'd like the court to note that in this case, we have both the Form 4C, which the answers to that questionnaire indicate a high risk. In addition to, we do have input from the victim through the pretrial services report objecting to release and that she has safety concerns. Your Honor, you have the complaint in this case. The state has concerns for community safety, for victim safety based upon the conduct. And so I think, and also that there is a firearm involved, which is also concerning. So based upon those reasons, the state feels that a bond is appropriate and is recommending $30,000.
All right, thank you. I am going to set bond in the amount of 30,000 along with the other conditions of release. March 18th, 1:30, public defender appointed. And
Your Honor, did Mr. Yosupicio get continued again?
He's not available.
all I know is that I haven't seen him yet. Is he not available?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Then we will continue him until tomorrow morning.
All right. Does that conclude the calendar then?
It thankfully does. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.